Biden and Harris to meet with Israel's Netanyahu amid protests over Gaza war. U.S. President Joe Biden is set to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu amid significant protests in Washington, D.C. These demonstrations are against Netanyahu's visit, which comes during the ongoing Gaza conflict. Vice President Kamala Harris, who is expected to be the Democratic presidential nominee in the November election, will also meet Netanyahu on Thursday. This meeting follows Netanyahu's recent address to a joint session of Congress, where he defended Israel's actions in Gaza, which have led to over 39,000 Palestinian deaths and a severe humanitarian crisis. Several U.S. lawmakers boycotted Netanyahu's speech, and thousands protested at the Capitol, calling for an end to military aid to Israel. Despite the ongoing conflict, the Biden administration has continued its support for Israel, authorizing billions in military aid and providing diplomatic backing. At the Thursday White House meeting, starting at 1 p.m. local time, 17 GMT, President Biden is expected to press Netanyahu to finalize a three-phase ceasefire deal with Hamas, initially proposed by Biden in May. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby stated that they are close to bridging the gaps in the proposed ceasefire. Kirby emphasized the urgency of securing the release of hostages and establishing a ceasefire to work towards ending the hostilities in Gaza. Before meeting Vice President Kamala Harris, who is poised to become the Democratic presidential candidate after Biden's withdrawal, Biden and Netanyahu will also meet with families of Americans held captive in Gaza. Although Harris has been vocal about the Gaza humanitarian crisis, a senior administration official confirmed there is no daylight between the president and vice president on their stance towards Israel. Max Williams reported from Washington, D.C., that Biden, not seeking re-election, is expected to take a tougher stance with Netanyahu compared to previous discussions during the conflict. Fisher noted that Biden's approach is influenced by his focus on securing a ceasefire, a key part of his legacy. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump, a notable supporter of Israel, has cast a significant shadow over Netanyahu's visit. Netanyahu praised Trump's actions, including the Abraham Accords and moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, during his Congress speech. Netanyahu will meet Trump at Mar-a-Lago on Friday to repair their relationship, which had been strained due to Netanyahu's acknowledgement of Biden's 2020 election win. In a Fox News interview, Trump said it was nice. Netanyahu mentioned him in his speech and urged Israel to improve its public relations to hasten the end of the Gaza conflict, suggesting that the attacks on October 7th would not have occurred under his presidency.